What's up, you guys? Just first and foremost, this video is going to be a little bit shorter. I know I've been slacking on my upload game, but as of yesterday, our baby is 2 months old, so I'm going to try to get into a consistent upload schedule and kind of add a little bit more variety in terms of what kinds of videos that I'm uploading. I do want to take a look at just using this platform to just show a lot more of the kinds of tattoos that I like, both my own work and other people's. Just give you guys a look at like some of the stuff that really inspires me, whether or not that's even actual tattoos or tattoo art, or if it's more just like tattoo adjacent stuff or just general things I like. So I feel like a lot of the entries that I've made thus far into this tattoo stories series, they've definitely painted a certain picture of me being a really dumb kid, because at this point in the chronology, I'm about 20 years old. So I've painted this picture of me being a really dumb kid, and for example, I was held at gunpoint. I had my own life and the lives of other people put in danger. I busted my ass on a longboard and lost my apprenticeship at the time over that. Just things of that nature. And by the way, the videos that I've made thus far about those two things, those are the first two episodes in this series, and the links to those will be in the description. But I bring all this up because, while I've found myself in some really stupid situations, I've also always had the benefit of being surrounded by people who genuinely cared about me. Literally every opportunity that I've ever had in the tattoo industry, I feel like has been 99.9% because somebody just cared enough to give me a chance, and maybe 1 or 0.1% because they saw some potential in me, but mostly just because, I've always had the benefit of having people that really cared. For this story, I met my third mentor at his shop one day. He just happened to be running a flash special, and the shop that he worked at was not very far from the house where I grew up. It was literally 5 minutes down the road from the high school I went to. So I just kind of went in on a whim and got tattooed by him. And while he was tattooing me, I mentioned that I was at that time apprenticeshipless. Still super interested in learning how to tattoo. At this point, I'd already done a handful of like really shitty tattoos, and obviously none of those were anything that I was particularly happy with. So he brought me under his wing, and even though at the time he only planned on being at that shop for another 6 months because he was moving to a different shop that was going to be about 45 minutes away in Dallas. So, at this point in time, like, I can kind of entertain the idea that driving 45 minutes to go to the shop for an apprenticeship, it's not like astronomical, it's not unheard of, it's not ridiculous. But at this point in time, and I think it also was partially influenced by the fact that he wasn't going to a shop where he felt like he could bring in an apprentice. But anyways, so we had this 6-month time frame to work with. So in that time, I learned a lot from him and his two coworkers, and everybody there was cool enough to mentor me. And to this day, I carry a lot of the knowledge and just mentalities about tattooing that they instilled in me at that time. So I think it was around then that I really began to see the value in the look of a traditional tattoo. I think up to this point, I didn't really have any idea of what kind of tattoos that I wanted. I was just so enamored by the lifestyle of being a tattooer that I hadn't even really put that much thought into like what kinds of tattoos that I really wanted to do. And I mean, with that being said, also, it was at the height of like the custom tattoo era that this was going on. It wasn't really, social media hadn't really gotten a grip on in tattooing. It hadn't really become like a commonplace thing for, as a tattooer, to have a social media presence to be able to market yourself. And most people that worked in tattoo shops, it was kind of just like you're going to do whatever came through the door, so you kind of just had to be a jack of all trades. So anyways, there was one night that I think he was either tattooing late, or for whatever reason I was leaving the shop early. So he had just bought one of those super like square shaped Scions. Like, I don't know that it was brand new, but it was brand new to him. So I'm gonna say preemptively on this one, his car was really small, dark colored, and I drove a big ass Tahoe with a trailer hitch on it, and my reasoning for mentioning that specifically will become clear very shortly. So, as previously mentioned, either I was leaving early or he was staying late, and I think I knew that he had parked behind me, and because it was, whether it was because I was eager to get out of the shop early or if there was some sense of urgency, I don't know, but I hopped in my car and I did not even think about it whenever I threw it into reverse and backed straight into his new car. I seem to recall that trailer hitch that I mentioned punching a hole straight into the plastic bumper on his car. Now, that might be exaggerated because I felt really fucking dumb. But anyways, it was with so much shame that I had to go walk back inside and let him know what had happened. You know, just between the fact that he was cool enough to be okay with me leaving early, because I do know that it's like a major thing in a lot of apprenticeships that you're supposed to be the first one there and the last one to leave. If there's tattooing going on, you need to be right there, just like on the off chance that like something might be needed, or on your end if it's there's opportunities to learn the whole time. So you, as an apprentice, if there's tattooing going on, you should be watching. So thankfully, and to the credit of him being completely wholesome, he really wasn't even that upset with me. So, I mean, naturally, he made fun of me for a while, but beyond that, there really weren't any repercussions to this very quintessential example of my behavior as a 20-year-old kid. So, he eventually moved to the shop in Dallas, but to this day, we're still on good terms. We still talk. I stayed at that shop for a while, even after he left, just like picking up the little nuggets of knowledge from the artists that still worked there. And then I eventually went on my way as well. Although from there, I can't say I was making the best decisions as a young tatter tot. But anyways, so that's it for this one. On my next video, I'll again be talking about where I went from there. I'll have some more content being uploaded, so keep your eyes peeled, and I appreciate you guys for watching. See ya.